On Sunday night, the Canberra Raiders will travel to Brookvale to take on the Manly Seagulls. Who did I tip? Manly. But anyway, all that and more right here on the Milkman Podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Milkman Podcast. And big week in Milkman world. But let's just dive straight into this. Let's get straight into the game preview. Taking on Manly Sunday night. Should be a pretty good one, I'm hoping. Did I tip Manly? Like I said in the intro, yes, I did. But I've got a little bit of hope. I don't know what it is, but I don't know what it is, but I've got a little bit of hope this week. So let's get straight into our team list. We are taking on the Manly Seagulls with, give me 1 second here. So, starting at fullback will be KO Weeks. The wingers, Savilio Tamale and Xavier Savage, who is back from his one-game suspension that he got against the Warriors. In the centres, we've got Matty Tomoko and Sebastian Chris, and the halves is Ethan Strange and Jamal Fogarty, who will be the captain once again. The forward pack, Papalii, Starling, Horsburgh, Hudson Young, Nicholson, who takes the starting job away from Zach Hosking, who is unfortunately injured with the hand injury, and Morgan Smithies. In the interchange, we've got Owen Paddy, Simi Sasagi, Trey Mooney, Atta Mariota. So there's our team list, and the Manly side, Tom Trbojevic, who is listed but he is out with an injury. I think hamstring tightness was what I heard. Jason Sub and Lehigh Hopawate on the wings, who I heard Lehigh Hopawate may be the fullback, and they're going to bring someone else in on the wing. That's what I heard. The centres is Kula and Garrick. The halves are Brooks and DCE, who will be playing. I heard he will be playing. In the forward pack, Paseka, Tavega, Taukiaho, Olakawatu, Ben Trbojevic, Jake Trbojevic, and on the bench they've got Simpkin, Waddle, Bullimore, and Olaway. Tough game for the Canberra Raiders, that is for sure. They say that we have a decent record at Brookvale, so again, a little bit of confidence. Our last game at Four Pines Park was a 26-24 win last year, May 3rd. Our last meeting against the Seagulls was in Canberra, and we lost 24-46, so very convincing, and that was August 10th last year. Our keys to the game. I said it last week. I'll say it again. Watch the edges. With Saab, especially on the wing, that's rough. We've definitely got to watch him. That's a big worry. Like, they've got some pace, and he's on the right edge. And he went off. He got a very early try against the Warriors. I'm pretty sure he scored it, but he just went and. He's a bit of a worry, Jason Saab. Slow the game down. It felt like the Warriors did it against them, and they ended up winning 36-16. They took control. They got the lead in to the half, and they slowed it down, and it worked. So we've got to try it as well. We do play very fast as well, but it falls into their game plan. So I'm sure Ricky Stewart's all over it, but I'd slow the game down because they do not like that over in Manly. Ben Trbojevic and Jake Trbojevic are two that we've got to look out for as well, because they're the Trebojeviches. They've always got something up their sleeve, and it is always a worry with them. Huamale Olakau'atu, steer clear. I've even got that bold and underlined in my notes. Steer clear of Olakau'atu. He will clean you up. I had footage I wanted to show now, but it wouldn't let me transfer it over, so I just thought I'd just talk about it. On Late Night with Matty Johns last week or the week before, they showed Make Leon a Legend, they called it. And to make him a legend, they sent in Olakau'atu to just clean him up. He was in all like protective gear, but it sounded horrible still. All the players on the sideline that were watching it were making noises and like, stuff like that. So that's a worry. We've definitely got to steer clear of Olakau'atu in this game, because he will clean us up, and if we're not careful, he'll make us make mistakes. Seb Chris had this to say about the game this week. Let me get rid of these and let me read this out. Manly have started strong and we'll look to have another good game. Xavier brings speed and power on that right edge. It's good to see him back in. He was chomping at the bit last week. It's a good mood here, but we're not letting go of what we need to do each week with our work here at training. We're trying to stay humble and take it day by day. There you go. Seb Chris has spoken, and he makes a very, very good point there on the game. Take it day by day in training, and we will win. Josh Papalii will play game number 308 against the Manly Seagulls. This game will put him as the second most capped Raider of all time, passing Jared Croker on 307 games. He's 10 away from Jason Croker at 318, to which he probably should hit this year, barring any injuries or anything. So very exciting, very exciting. I love Josh Papalii, so this is brilliant. This is what Corey Horsburgh had to say on Josh Papalii. I've only really played with Papa my whole career. I love playing with Papa, and it's a lot easier when you're starting alongside that big fella. He's a legend of the game, and I love playing with him. And that's that Queensland connection. Both of the boys are from Queensland. I'm not sure where Horsburgh's from, but I know Papa is from South Logan, I think they keep saying. So, yeah, Queensland connection. Got to love it. And Josh Papalii, well-deserved 308 games. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So that's the game. Very quick preview, I know, but I can't say I'm that confident. I said I was a little bit confident. I can't say I'm all that confident. I'm very nervous, to be honest with you. So it's a tall order at the end of the day. And, yeah, I'll leave it at that. And Brook is just a tough place to play in itself. So I'm just saying, I tipped Manly, and I tipped Brisbane last week, to be fair. So it's either I get my tip right or the Raiders win. I wouldn't call that a win-win, but silver lining, that's a bit better. It's a bit of a silver lining. Let's get straight into the milk bar. Sticky and the Poms. It's a bit like Benny and the Jets. That's a horrible joke. I wrote it down in my notes because I thought I'd sing it, but I don't really want to sing that. So Sticky has come out and said this on coaching the Englishman. It's common knowledge that I love coaching the Englishman. Everyone we've brought over from there has made a point of difference and has made this team better. Matty Nicholson will be the same. He's a hard worker for a young bloke. He's had good experience playing over in England. He's had an international game. He's also a scrapper, and that's the part I love about him. And we go down the list of elite Englishmen that Ricky Stewart has coached. Elliot Whitehead, Morgan Smithies is looking the same. List goes on. Who was the one? I can see his face. George Williams. He was pretty good when he was over here. The list just goes on, and he loves his Poms, and the Poms tend to like Canberra because the weather's kind of similar. So keep them coming, Sticky. You're doing something right. They tend to be really good. Big Mao has given some high praise on my man, Tom Starling. The quote is as follows. His footy IQ is excellent. He's playing really good footy, rugby league at the moment. Leading the way in the middle, Jayden Brayley is a different player than what Tommy is. I think you've got to have 3 hookers, to be really honest, in your top 30. I think that's really important. I think Tommy is a really valuable player within the system. And reports say that Tom Starling is being looked at by 3 other clubs around the league, and I hope he stays. I think he's with the Raiders. I love him full stop. As everyone well knows, I'm a huge Tom Starling fan, and I've made that clear over the past 3 episodes, really, and maybe even since the start. I feel like I talk a lot about Tom Starling, and it's all warranted. He's a brilliant player for us, and I'd be kicking myself more so if Starling were to leave than when Jack Whiten left the Canberra Raiders. I'd be kicking myself. I'd be very disappointed. I'd be very upset. So hopefully Starlo sticks around, because he is a brilliant player for us. And, mate, I don't care. Brayley, you're getting on the 14, mate. Get back there, son. Hot Tamale. Tamale has given a quote, which I don't have here anymore because I had to make way for something else. So I'll read the quote out here. To play with this club, with such great history and the boys that we have here now, it's really such an honour, and I'm grateful for that every day. Obviously, a big goal of mine is to be able to hold on to my spot in the 17, but no matter what happens, I'm just happy to play footy and I enjoy it. I just want to do my job for Stick and the team. Wow. It seems like he loves Canberra as much as us Canberra fans love him. I've seen nothing but warm welcomes. He's played absolutely phenomenal against the Warriors and the Broncos. So hopefully he carries on his form into the Manly game. Sorry, I blanked for a second. Into the Manly game. So thank you to Marley. Obviously, I'm not on the Raiders board. I keep talking like I am for some reason. But it's good to see people loving being a Canberra Raider. It's very refreshing, and hopefully we can keep him long term. He's an absolute gun. Once again, thank you to St. George Illawarra Dragons for just letting him go like that. So, brilliant. Horse is off the beers. That's a shame. This is what he had to say about it. I don't have the quote on me, so I'm going to have to read it off of my phone again. There's not much to it. This is on his transformation over the off-season after the Ricky Stewart and him clashing heads debacle. This is what he had to say on transforming his physique, we'll say. There's not much to it. I got off the beers, had a diet, so I'm feeling good and happy. I just knew if I wanted to play rep footy, I have to get myself right, get the weight down and be the player I know I can be. So I've done that thus far. And hopefully I can have a good year and kick some of my goals. Origin has obviously been my goal, but I'm a week in, week out player. I'm looking forward to Manly next week. They've got a very big, scary pack, so that's going to be another fun challenge. And I'd say me and Papa will have our hands full again. Again, there's that Queensland connection coming through, but getting off the beers. Could you imagine that? I was on antibiotics not long ago, and I had to stay off beers for about a month, and that was tricky enough. But mate. You know, that's why he's an elite athlete, and I'm very much not. Now, a bit of a switch in what I'm going for here, and I don't know why I've put this in the milk bar, but it's a big story for me personally. Lynx Africa is no longer going to be on shelves. Lynx has released a press note. What are they called? I don't know. And it reads like this: Rest in Africa. You may have heard that our iconic Lynx Africa scent is getting discontinued. We know it hurts. And in brackets, sorry if we've ruined your go-to fragrance. But don't worry, the rest of your favorites are still here to keep you smiling, keep you smelling fine. And who knows, maybe one day Lynx Africa will make a legendary comeback. We appreciate your understanding during this period of adjustment, and apologies for any inconvenience caused. Yours sincerely, Lynx Admin. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because what am I meant to get for Christmas now? This was like the go-to gift when you don't know what to get someone for Christmas. Like what am I meant to get my mates for Christmas now? Unless they're going to make I don't even know what fragrances of Lynx there are anymore. Is Anarchy still around? I don't know. Chocolate, is that still a thing? I don't know. Lynx chocolate, how they used to have those little box pack things and they had the Lynx Africa in it and then the body wash? Are they going to have to replace that with chocolate now or whatever the hell they call it? I don't know. I don't know why I put this in the milk bar. I probably should have put it later, but I just really wanted to touch on this. This sucks. I've got so much Lynx Africa in my cupboard in my bathroom. I've got a backlog of it, but if somebody was running out on it, what would they do? Nothing. You can't do anything. It's getting discontinued. So go run around, go to your local shops, buy all of the Lynx Africa. This really sucks. I don't like this at all. Hopefully it does come back, because what am I going to do now? Anyway, now that's off my chest. Let's get into the Jersey Flag and New South Wales Cup preview. Now, sure. All right, let's get into the team list. Now, there is a few not available still, to be determined. Sorry, there's a few to be determineds going around still. So, Alea, who recently signed a deal to stay a Raider for, I think, the next 3 years, which is exciting. Tariq Tanner and Leiluai on the wings. Reagan Carr and TBD in the centres. The halves are Afamasaga and Skips. Clydesdale in the prop with Garvey. Our hooker is going to be Cacciossi. Purser and TBD are the second rowers. Lavender is the lock. Smith, Fiavai, Promo, and Shalom in the interchange with Bro as a reserve. So that's the team list for New South Wales Cup. We are currently in the Jersey Flag. My bad. I don't have it here. Never mind. We're currently sitting at first in the Jersey Flag Cup. Pretty comfortably, really, which is exciting. Mind the dog. And last week, we beat the Silktails 40-22. So we're looking to keep that hot streak going against the Manly Sea Eagles this week. So our point differential is 64 and Penrith is at second with 60. Manly sitting at third in the Jersey Flag. There's the Jersey Flag. So we'll go to New South Wales Cup now. We'll talk about that a little bit. So the team list is as follows. So Chevy Stewart is at the fullback. Wingers are Asuma and Talmapia. The centers are Waiteri and TBD. Again, there's a few of these, so bear with me here. And then Cook is in the 5'8". No one's in the halfback yet. Jordan Martin, Packer, Tateo, Noah Martin, Joe Roddy, Miles Martin are the forwards. And then Prest and Patuki Case are the two on the bench so far. So a few will come down and then down again. We'll see what happens there. But that is the team list. So in the ladder for now, we are 8th. One win. Oh, sorry. We've only played the one game and we lost. So by 2. So not a great start for the New South Wales Cup, boys, but we're looking to turn it around. The Manly boys are sitting in 11th currently. And they are 0-2. So we're looking to turn that around. So the Jersey Flegg boys looking to keep their streak hot, and the New South Wales Cup boys are looking to get their first win on the year. Let's head around the NRL. I finally got that right. Brandon Smith is a bunny. He's going crosstown from the Roosters to the Bunnies. Wayne Bennett finally gets his man. If you remember, he was trying to get him to the Dolphins all those years ago. Could have been not last year, the year before, but I can't really remember when it was. But Wayne Bennett was trying to get Brandon Smith to the Dolphins, and he finally gets his man unless he backflips. But I'm pretty sure he said on a podcast that he has put pen to paper. So he will be a bunny. It's everywhere. That's all you see. I hate that people do that. They go from like the Roosters to the Bunnies, or they go from the Broncos to the Cowboys, or vice versa, or either way. I hate it when people do it, but if that's where he thinks he's going to get the best, chances, fair play to him. Why not? I mean, I don't like it going to a rival like that. I don't care what the money is. I just don't like it at all. I mean, Dylan Brown going from mind the dog again. This is just fantastic, isn't it? Dylan Brown going from the Eels to the Knights. I mean, that's completely different. They're not direct rivals. I guess they're in-state rivals, but you could say that about the Sharks and the Manly Sea Eagles. You could say that about the Tigers and the Knights. Doesn't mean much there. But going from the Roosters to the Bunnies, I just really don't like it. But hey, it's his career. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. Kalen Ponga, potentially going to be representing New Zealand from here on out. And that means I'm pretty sure he won't be able to represent Queensland in the State of Origin if he does decide. And he did pull out from playing for Australia not long ago. I heard that's what I was told. And if he does, apparently he will not be able to play State of Origin anymore. So I'm pretty sure that might be what is holding him back from making the leap to representing New Zealand over Australia. But I also heard that he could make a special case and he can appeal it or something like that. I don't know what he does, whatever he wants to do. I mean, again, same with the Brandon Smith thing. It's his career. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. And it'll be a big loss either way. I mean, it'll be a big loss for Queensland. He really turns it up in State of Origin time, and it'll be a big loss for Australia because he is a great player. Mind the dog again. So I guess we'll see what happens there. It's a developing story more than anything at the moment. But I'll give my thoughts and I'll let you guys know when anything does happen. Now, Storms versus Panthers last night, game of the year. That's what they're saying. It looked like a ripper game. I watched the first half. Because it was straight after the Hawthorn game, because I didn't see the score or anything like that. I wanted to watch the Hawthorn game live because obviously that's more important to me. Watched it, then I flicked straight on to the Storms versus Panthers game. I watched the entire first half. I was basically falling asleep because I had footy training as well, and I was tired, so I went to sleep. Woke up this morning, opened Instagram, first thing I saw was the score. So that really ruined it for me. I don't see a point watching the second half now, but I might just for the entertainment value. The score was 30-24. So very close game. And I did see that Nathan Cleary, category 1 concussion. So that's a real worry to keep an eye out on. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens there. Now tonight, the Warriors take on the Roosters in Auckland, and the Broncos take on the Cowboys at Suncorp. I think both games will be fairly one-sided. Like I said in my tipping video, I feel like the Warriors will absolutely dismantle the Roosters and the Broncos will absolutely dismantle the Cowboys. If the Warriors-Roosters game was in Sydney, I feel like it'd be a lot closer and maybe even the Roosters win that one. But like I said earlier this season, I think on Friday, I said, or maybe it was even the preview show or the review show on Tuesday, or it could have even been the tips video. I can't remember when I said it, but I said I don't think the Warriors will lose a single game in New Zealand this year. And I said it the other year, and they came pretty close to going New Zealand. Will they make the 8 just off of winning in New Zealand? Maybe, maybe not. But I feel like they make the 8 and go unbeaten in New Zealand. So, a few more things here. Bear with me. The 2025 Milkman Medal. So, starting pretty much straight after the Broncos game, I decided to bring on the Milkman Medal. So, what it is it's a 3-2-1 voting system, a bit like the Brownlow Medal in the AFL. And 3 is the highest, 1's the lowest. So, for example, I'll give you the round 1, and that's it. And this will be the last year here of the Milkman Medal until the counting of the medal. I don't know when I'll do it. Maybe before the grand final at some point in the week of the grand final. I might do the count then. So the count is as follows for round 1. For the win versus New Zealand, 30-8. Horsburgh with 3 votes. Savage with 2. Young with 1. And if you disagree with that, you can argue with the wall because this is my votes. This is how I'm counting them. So, yeah, that's something I'm going to do for the rest of the season. That's the last you'll hear of the Milkman Medal. I'll still do like my players of the game and stuff like that. And then you'll probably end up figuring out. So I'll just do my player of the game from here on out. And then the best of the rest series will continue on my Instagram and Twitter at Milkman Podcast, of course. So let's go over my tips again. I did reference them earlier. Let's go over my tips once more. So I've got one in the bank already. How good is that? With the Storms beating the Panthers. So there's one. Off to a great start. So I have the Warriors beating the Roosters, the Broncos beating the Cowboys. I've got the Rabbitohs beating the Sharks. My logic behind that is Wayne Bennett is the head coach, so don't count him out. I'm just going to keep on riding the bunnies until I can't no more. That's a direct quote, I'm pretty sure. I've got the Tigers beating the Dolphins just because I just don't like what I'm seeing from the Dolphins. I really don't. And the Tigers running hot. They're running hot. So look out there. They're in 7th. Don't look now. Tigers are in the 8th. I've got the Knights to beat the Titans. Of course I do. I've got the Dogs to beat the Eagles, although I would not be surprised to see an upset here. So this one I'm very nervous about. This is the one, and this is the other one I'm very nervous about, the Seagulls to beat the Raiders. Sacrilegious, I know, for a Canberra Raiders podcast. I know. I'm very, very, very... But it worked. It worked last week. I tipped the Broncos. So this is for you. This is for the viewer. This was for you. But no, I do believe they will win. Sorry. Yeah, it's just the way it is. Now, is there anything else I need to talk about before I finish off? I don't think so. I think we've pretty much, unless there's another quote or something, bear with me here. Just want to make sure that I've hit everything on the head and make sure that everything is in order. Yep, I think we are good. Yep, I'm happy with it. All right, we're gonna finish off, but first I want to give another thank you to the Green Machine podcast for shouting me out in their most recent episode. I was on the train home from uni and I was listening to it, and I was enjoying it. I had a few laughs on the train, so I looked like the resident weirdo. But it's a very funny podcast. They do a great job over there on the Green Machine podcast. And I was in my room at the time because, again, it doesn't take me that long for the commute. So I was just in my room at the time doing a few things and listening along, and got the shout out, and I freaked out a little bit. Like, I think it was Lobby that shouted me out there, and yeah, I'm having a crack and I'm giving it a go. So thanks, lads, again for another shout out, this time over the airwaves. So yeah, very surreal. I'm very pleased to be in such a great community. I said it, and I've said it again and again and again here on the podcast. And I don't really want to do any soppy things. And one thing I did realize, I haven't said the C word the whole podcast. I did not say culture until now. How good. Get it out of the vocabulary. So that'll do it for today's episode. The preview show for the Manly Seagulls game on Sunday night. That'll do it here on the Milkman podcast. Make sure you're following on Instagram and Twitter at Milkman Podcast to stay updated with all things Canberra Raiders. If you're on the go and you want to listen on the go, make sure you're following and saving and all the works on Apple Music and Spotify, Milkman Podcast. Do all the works, get around it. Make sure you enjoy your weekend of footy. It should be another good one. I'm very much looking forward to the Bulldogs-Eels game. There always seems to be drama there, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Obviously, the Raiders game, of course. Looking forward to that one as well. Yeah. Enjoy your weekend of footy, and of course, up the milk.